Alright, well, after the failed excursion at Empire Total War, I've decided to try something a bit different. I'm going to do Civilization 5, but this is not going to be your standard Civilization 5 LP. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to play as America, because America's awesome. And I'm just going to play on continents. Sounds good. Standard size. I'm putting it on settler. I'm not, terribly good at Civ. And definitely want that. Alright, so as I was saying, what I'm going to be doing this campaign is...
Welcome, President Washington.
Okay, I'll let him talk.
You lead the industrious American civilization. Formed in the conflagration of revolution in the 18th century, within 100 years the young nation became embroiled in a terrible civil war that nearly tore the country apart. But it was just a few short years later, in the 20th century, that the United States reached the height of its power, emerging triumphant and mighty from the two terrible wars that destroyed so many other great nations. The United States is a nation of immigrants, filled with optimism and determination. They lack only a leader to help them fulfill their promise. President Washington, can you lead the American people to greatness? Can you build a civilization that will stand the test of time?
Alright, so now that he's finished his spiel, I'll continue with what I was saying. This LP is going to be based not on what's good for my civilization necessarily, but more like, what would my civilization do? So there's probably going to be a little bit more stereotyping involved when it comes to other nations, and a lot less thinking. And I can say that because I'm an American. Welcome, President Washington. You lead the... Oh yeah, I already read that. Begin our journey. Alright. Oh, a little bit choppy. I'm just going to reduce the settings because I forgot they're like all on super high detail. Dang it. Okay, well. Let me just save it. Save. Come on. Right, well, I'm not going to cut, this whole section, because I want you to experience the whole thing, all of the things that I experience. Oh, leader scenes are really cool, though. I want to leave those on high. Overlays, nice, so, don't need those, don't need that, don't particularly need that. Texture quality low. Accept. Dang it. Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to cut it here. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I think we fixed that video stuff. It's kind of annoying that Civ made me restart my whole PC for it. And whoa, look at this freaking awesome graphics here. Wow. And it still has not really reduced the frame rate slowdown. Whatever. Actually, that might just be on my end. I don't even know. But I think it's probably going to show up in the video. But I don't particularly care at this point. Let's see. Yep, there is a coastline. That's very convenient. Alright, let's zoom in. Next turn. Because if there's one thing I've learned from everything that's ever said anything. It's that you should always put a city by a coast. Even though I'm skipping out on getting all of these resources, I'll be able to get those later anyways. They aren't going to be too particularly useful until I get the technologies to actually, like, build improvements on them anyways. And I started out by Old Faithful. That's pretty fantastico. Well, not really right by it, but at least it's within walking distance. One interesting feature about the new mini-map on the right, bottom right-hand corner of your game screen on C5 is that it displays mountains. These little up things, those are mountains. So I don't really know why they chose to do that, but at least it adds some variety beyond the green and blue color palettes. Alright, let's start researching something, since I'm going to be drastically behind the other teams. Whoa. Let's start out with... what would America? They would want farming, naturally. This is Washington, D.C. And I could get a monument, but by the time I get it, it'd be almost useless. So instead, I'm going to get a worker, because I will be able to build that farm on that wheat there and really start raking in the growth per turn. Oh yeah, got some ruins. Well, looks like for this video, the frame rate's going to be pretty choppy. But, just as I will be doing with the Empire Let's Play, I'll find a way to reduce that. Free settler, that's amazing. And, you know what? That's actually a pretty good spot. It's right by Old Faithful. And we got access to incense, floodplains, wheat, dye, deer. So we have gotten a wonderful starting position. Got a coastline and floodplains, a bunch of resources. Obey your orders. There. One really cool thing about this game is that the leader scenes are amazing graphically, but also they speak their language to you. So like, if you're talking to Washington, he'll be like sort of a... he kind of sounds like a hick, which I don't think is how Washington would have sounded like. I seem to be a lot more British sounding, quite frankly. But whatever. I don't think the American accent particularly developed over the span of like the 100 years or so that the colonies had time to intermingle before the revolution. But let's not worry about that. Let's worry about exploring. And hopefully not finding city-states. Because God, they are annoying. They're useful and everything, but they are annoying. You'll notice I'm not micromanaging these tiles. That's peasants' work. I don't do that. Now, you may hear from some people that good players will do these things. I am not good, apparently, because I'm what you call unmotivated, underachieving, and lazy, and therefore have no reason to try these crazy, hard-working scenarios that people would like you to believe in.
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn.
It's a shame that they did not get Leonard Nimoy to come back for Civ 5. But this new announcer guy's okay. It's nowhere near as good. Aha, Washington is growing. Which means they can now work 2 tiles. Fantastic. After I build that farm, they'll be growing so fast they won't know what to do. And also, I am going to be micromanaging my workers because I find it's more fun than just simply hitting auto improve, because for the duration of the first half of the game, there's not much going on. It's you sitting in your 3 or 4 cities, hitting enter, and building stuff. Oh, Paris. Oh god, the French. My. France. We're gonna get a leader scene here. And I don't remember who they picked for the leader of Paris. Oh, Napoleon.
Bienvenue. Je suis Napoléon, de France. Le militaire le plus intelligent de l'histoire mondiale.
Hey, Napoleon, you are pretty cool. I'll give you that. So,
J'écoute.
very well.
Nous refusons.
Well, Napoleon, what do you have to trade?
J'écoute.
Just for a show of good faith. That's 5 times 3 is 150. So let's put it in 1. And we will ask for 30 gold. Propose.
Bien sûr que non.
Fair enough, Napoleon. I'll be back. Believe you me, I will be back. Leader scenes are always cool. I find a few of them are a bit disturbing though, kind of like Nebuchadnezzar is especially odd, and also the Songhai, I can't remember his name. He's creepy. So, once that worker pops out in 4 turns, then we'll be able to actually do something. Isn't that fun? Fights. So that's how I'm doing this, by the way. I'm using Camtasia to compress it and Fraps to record it. I'm kind of thinking that I might switch back to Camtasia, because I never had any slowdown when I used Camtasia.
Shall the clay say?
Annoying to actually set up. Okay, so instead of doing anything particularly useful with these workers, I'm just going to build farms all the way around DC. All these tiles, except for that one, are going to get farms on. Once I have more culture and I unlock a new plot of land, then I will start building farms on those areas too. Alright, Washington, you should build, find, I guess, another worker. I really like that they don't make it that you have to actually expend the population curves to build a worker anymore. It's wonderful. Nor do you have to do it for settlers. Oh, I forgot. I could just play in strategic view. Haha. Lag problem fixed. Don't really know what's going on. That's okay. Knowing what's going on is for losers. Social policy. Okay. I desire rapid expansion, and it desire that as well. Gonna have to go with liberty, because that is, after all, a founding principle of America, at least in theory. So, sounds good. This is like a total rip-off of the cloth map design on Elemental. Oh, our first barbarian opponent, who we shall win a major victory over. Kind of odd, actually, that there aren't that many more barbarians.